G'day, I'm Mark Webb, the Aroma Science Guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest offering from Breville Polyscience in immersion circulators. This unit is the HydroPro Plus. There is also a HydroPro unit. The difference between these units is that the HydroPro Plus has a thermal probe for being able to take internal temperatures during a cook. This has great advantages if you're wanting to do high-low, low-high type cooking, delta V cooking, fast cooking. So, and also for recipe development. So this is handy for professional chefs and the geek cooks like myself in the non-commercial world. Now, this unit is probably the most technically advanced sous vide circulator in the market today. Now, how can I make that claim? Well, I make that claim because Polyscience has decades of experience building thermal circulators. They came out of the laboratory era from working in water bath circulation back in the day, many decades ago, and that expertise has stood them in good stead. So over the years, as they moved into the food market, they listened to chefs, they listened to home cooks, food scientists, and all of that information has been distilled down into this unit, this latest offering, the HydroPro and HydroPro Plus. From an engineering perspective, this unit is amazing. And I'll show you shortly when I pull the spindle unit apart, just how easy it is to clean. They've thought of everything. One of my big bugbears with thermal circulators over the years has been the exposed elements and the impeller. And if you ever get anything break or a bag ruptures, which can happen during a cook, or you're wanting to do a cook with, like in the tank, say butter, and you want to cook in butter without using a bag, you need a unit that's going to be robust and be able to do that, but also not get contaminated in the process. Well, this unit is a two-piece impeller array. It's the bottom plate and the food-grade impeller, which is spinning on a garnet spindle. So it's very, very quiet. It runs very smoothly. So you're going to get many, many years of life out of this unit. So let's take a look at the unit itself. It has you've got the unit, this is the circulator. You have very easy to remove clip, tank clip, which has also got a locking mechanism on it to make it easy to mount and demount the circulator. Now, as I said earlier, in this circulator, you have a magnetically attached stainless steel base plate, and you have the spindle. And that's a food grade spindle. And then when we take a look up inside the unit, it's fully enclosed. The elements are fully enclosed, and what's touching the water is stainless steel. It's HACCP grade cooking equipment. It's very simple to pull apart. These pieces can go in the dishwasher. They're fully dishwasher safe. This is easy to clean. It's very easy to clean the outside. There's no voids, no lips, no bits to get caught with food. So it's a very simple, you just push it back in and it locks into the magnet, and the same with the base, it just clips on. And you can spin the base around to direct the water flow in whichever direction you want within the bath. So it's a really simple, elegant solution to many of the problems that we've seen over the years with thermal circulators. It's simply brilliant. So let's have a look at the control panel of the unit. From power up, now I've already set the time and startup parameters already. She comes up fairly quickly. We'll display the time on the unit. You just tap the touch screen, and the unit comes up and shows you three ways of cooking, or three different sub-menus. The sous vide toolbox, the manual cooking settings, all my presets. So once you've prepared common dishes, you can add them into the My Preset section. Now, Dave's already done a pile of videos into more detail about this, and you can see those on the Breville Polyscience website. What I want to do today is use the sous vide toolbox, cold, never used it before, and I have this beautiful leg of grass-fed Australian lamb, butterflied lamb, that I'm going to be cooking. It's just got some salt and pepper, it's very simple, and I'm going to be cooking it using the sous vide toolbox and the intelligence that's in that. So, here's the unit up close, so let's open the sous vide toolbox. And you've got the different food types. I'm selecting lamb, I'm selecting a tender cut, I've got a butterflied leg of lamb, and now I can set the parameter for the thickness. Now, this is a 4 centimetre thick, 4 centimetre thick piece. That's 40 millimetres. I'm using metric measurements, but it also does imperial as well. So, but let's stick to that. It's a fresh leg, and it will now give me some choices as to at what temperature do I want it. Do I want it blue, rare, medium? Food Authority suggestion, which is just over the top. Medium well, and we're not even going to bother to go further. I'm going to go medium rare because that's a really lovely temperature for doing lamb at. Now, if I was using the thermal probe, I could reach the core temperature. I could actually set this up to monitor the temperature during the cook and stop it exactly when I hit the core temperature that I want. What I'm going to look at is pasteurised surface and core. So let's do a calculation, and this unit's got all this stuff programmed into it. And currently it's sitting at 3 hours and 44 minutes, which would make dinner at 8 p.m. tonight, which is getting a bit late for us. So let's use the fast cook option, which means we'll put it in that, add it. What it does is it boosts the unit, speeds up the cook, and that's going to drop it back to 6:30. So it significantly shortens the cook time. So once I've got all this decided, and I can also do ice bathing if I want to store this for later, work that out for later. Which let's have a look at that as well. Let's start the preheat, and the unit starts to spin up. I've already filled this with some warm water and had it on before, so she's already a little bit warmer than normal, but as you can see, she's spinning up nicely, and once it reaches, it's in its priming cycle, once it reaches the core temperature, the cook temperature, it'll beep and tell me, and then I'll load the food into the unit for cooking. So as you can see, the unit has now reached the temperature it needs to be at for the cook. And I'll just zoom this back out. We take our lamb and drop him in the water bath. Now that took probably less than 5 minutes to come up to temperature from its start. Actually, it was a very quick cycle time to come up to temp, and we'll come back in 2 hours to have a look at it. So we're at the end of the 2-hour cook, and it's beeped at me, and it's now finished. It says it will take 1 hour and 40 minutes to reach 5 degrees in an ice bath to finish. But we're not going to do that because I'm going to finish it on with the torch and have it for dinner. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So I've just taken the meat out of the bath. As you can see, it looks really good. It's very tender, very soft. So I'm just going to now unwrap that, dry it off, and then I'll put it up onto a tray for torching.
So here we are at the end. After I've done the torching and served it up with some gravy, and as you can see, it's done a beautiful job. It's exactly as expected. It's tender, it's succulent. So yeah, it's a really good, easy way of cooking. Great job, Breville Polyscience.